Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the 10th album by RuPaul called Mamaru. I'm a huge fan of her, of course. I watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I also listen to her albums too. I think the first album I officially got into was Glamazon that came out in 2011, and I loved it. I literally loved it so much I worked out to it and everything. And it was great. There's a consistent kind of like rhythm it had, so it was perfect for working out. But since then, I followed up and I kept on like kind of keeping track of hers and also going backwards and listening to her old stuff as well. But I definitely have to say my favorite album of her so far has been Born Naked that came out in 2014. It's such a good album. It's really good. This one is a complete change from what she usually does. It felt like it, but it feels like it was like a green light happened after the American that came out, her album American that came out in 2017. It seems like there was a song called I gotta think of the song, Mamaru or something. It's called something. Um, it's the one where she raps like super fast and to the point where she even kind of forgets her words herself when she tries to do it live. But or she mentions it before. But that song where she kind of raps, which pretty much raps the full thing, I think that made her think, is like, I wonder if I can kind of do that in the majority of the album, kind of give you that same attitude. And so she completely does that in this, and I really like it. I think it's a complete different turn than what she's usually done, and I think it's a really good for her, because I feel like some albums kind of stay like Realness and Butch Queen. I love those. I like those too, but I felt like it kind of stayed like this for a while, and there wasn't really a lot of diversity in it. And this one has a lot of diversity to the point that there is some diversity that I wish was the main part of it, but I'm not too mad about the other parts. So let me break down what that means. So there are two songs. I can actually do this right now. There are two songs, Smile and Fascination. Those two songs have this kind of like PC music slash hyper pop. Like if you listen to anything that Charlie CX or XCX is doing right now, that's pretty much what's happening. Or not right now. Right now she's doing more pop. But the last album, How I Feel, or how I'm feeling right now, is pretty much that PC sound, exactly what she's doing in this, and I love it. I think it's so good. I think it works really well with her voice and with the auto-tune. She always does auto-tune already, so it works in that way too. But those songs are my favorite songs off the album, like the best songs off the album. I do appreciate her rapping. I think she's doing a really good job with it. I love to kind of look at some of the songs and kind of think like which ones are going to be the ones that she will present for the show, to have the queens kind of sing or rap to it with their own little thing. And I think it's going to be either Who Is She or Catwalk or Pretty Gang Gang. Pretty Gang Gang. I think it's going to be those three. That's my guess. So anyway, let me talk about some of the other songs I like. So Catwalk featuring Skeltal. I really like this one. I love the smoothness of the production. I love how Skeltal comes in and does a really good job. It sounds so amazing. Going into Pretty Gang Gang, I felt like this one's really fun. It's kind of just simple, straight to the point, and very nice. And I love the idea. She's like, pretty gang. You don't think so? Well, let's go ask your man. Kind of thing. It's just like the way that the attitude that she says that, I was like, oh, I think we're not going to get a good answer from this. But yeah, I really love it. I love that song. I think it's fun. Mother of the House is very voguey. I like that sound too. It feels like a lot of bragging is coming in this in the best way. Like it's not hardcore bragging, unless for some, like, I will say Blame It on an Edit was kind of cringy in some places. I think that I understand the point that she's making, but at the same time, there's some like, I don't really care about what you're what you're feeling and blah, blah, blah. Like, it kind of is a very indifferent space that she has in it, which is, I feel like it's supposed to be the idea of the song having that, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way a bit in some spaces, I was like, I don't really think that's a really way that, I don't think that's what you want to really say to these people. Because as much as the edit is something that shouldn't really blame it on, the edit does cause a lot of problems in different spaces as well when it comes to looks, or how you cut from somebody not laughing after a joke, so they make it seem like it's an issue kind of thing, which I've seen happen a good handful of times on RuPaul's Drag Race. But the idea of what the song was trying to do, I do appreciate. A nod to two of the last songs, Catwalk, reprise. I love a good reprise, and I love the fact that it was Catwalk, because it smooths out things before you get to Queendom, which is much more kind of hard. And I feel like that's a nice little like calm before the storm. Like, let me give you something to like, you felt out at the mother of the house. Let's calm you down a bit, kind of get you into like, give you a little breath before we go into the last one that's gonna be big. And so of course it was. It gives me that kind of like, it feels like it's sampling Peter Piper by Run DMC, oh my god. And that weird kind of din 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 kind of thing. I don't know if it actually is, but it sounds, I feel like I can low key hear it in a very muffled. But it wasn't on the credits, so it must not been. I do like this one. I did not start it, but I do like the feeling. It reminds me of a very Todrick Hall kind of explosion of production. But yeah, I like it. It's a good song. I give this album a 8 out of 10. There's some songs I felt like it was kind of like blaming the edit, and I did like Who Is She, but it didn't pull me all the way in. And Just What They Want feels like a typical sound you would hear from RuPaul, which is, I know that's how you gotta give you a little typical sound to get you into it, and then give you a little, and then throw out, and then give you a little more diversity in the sound, or instrument or experimental sound, which is I do appreciate the experimental space that she does in this album. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you like this album, let me know what your favorite album, or what's your favorite song from this album. And also, if you have a favorite album from RuPaul, like I said, my favorite is Born Naked. What's yours? Let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell too, so you get my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next video.